we're recording. Go tell the audience what you're trying to do and how it compares to mic drop.
All right. So
and everything can be done with the pencil. So like when you scroll it.
So scroll everything
with so it can be done with the pencil. So okay. I'll actually lead you off with a little cakewalk here and ask, did you try to model your swing after mic drop?
No, actually I did not. At first, I was a Josh Donaldson guy. I loved his leg kick. But my leg kick has kind of changed a bunch actually over the years, but I don't even feel it. Like I honestly don't even, I think I'm just putting my foot, putting it up, putting it down, but it does this when I look at the video. So, it gets us pretty big. But yeah,
take you guys at peak leg lift. So like as soon as like, all right, now draw from the knee to the foot, circle. Okay, now do his. So let me ask you this. Is there a benefit that Trout has for having like space, right? Like he's lifting with obviously like more space in between than you are. You're like lifting up. Yeah. So whereas like he's going to probably still be a little bit more balanced in center mass, whereas you have a potential like fall, which potentially could lead to like a mistiming.
Yeah, 100%.
So what's your take on that?
Ooh, I'm looking at Mike Trout right now and I'm saying I might want to start doing a little bit more of that.
Is that
for me?
But you guys also start in the same kind of feet staggered.
Yeah.
And then his leg lift kind of just stayed like straight up and yours kind of like coils.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
See how your hips shift as you coil?
Yeah.
And see how his kind of just stay like neutral? Watch his head compared to yours. See how your head kind of leaks?
A little bit forward. His stays back.
Maybe? I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating.
Yeah, no. And on this pitch, I'm early. And that's why I wish we get a homer of me because on a homer, it's
well, then hit a homer your first at bat.
That's what I'm saying. It comes down to I got to hit a homer.
I don't know if his is a homer.
No, it is. I've seen this video. It's a homer.
Okay.
And so I'm falling forward right here. Look, I'm a little, and I kind of try to stop because I realize I'm early, but I catch myself well and kind of stay still behind the ball with my hands. Look, my hands kind of stay through it still. And that's why so this was an off-speed pitch also. This is a slider. So that's why I'm kind of leaning and leaking, and there's 2 strikes, so this was kind of a put in play.
What about the angle of the bat?
Me versus him?
Yeah. So just asking you, and again, this could be something like totally like not known, but obviously hands both high.
Yeah.
And now as you load, his kind of barrel starts moving towards like the pitcher's mound.
His barrel,
right here.
Yeah,
is he creating more like whip with his barrel?
Yeah, for sure. So like depending on the count for the most part, mine will get sometimes a little bit more and then sometimes a less. 2 strikes, it's always every time it's going to be a lot less just because I'm trying to put the ball in play control. And I'm trying to just control the barrel rather than like really whip that thing.
So does this mean it's like harder to control the barrel because there's more space to cover with the barrel? You know what I'm saying? It has to go from here all the way to here where yours just starts here. And
and I'm just kind of thinking hands and he's like going to smack.
Was that yours was a 2-strike pitch?
Yeah, this was full count, 2 strikes, and it was a lefty trying to backdoor slider on the outside corner.
So another thing that fascinates me, like, all right, so when pitchers, we leg lift, we want to clear our hips before we land, essentially. Mm-hmm. So we land, ideally we would like still kind of be open with that front foot. Hitters will land closed and then rotate into their front foot.
Yeah.
So
my lower body, I like. It looks pretty good. I get a little bit too spread out, I think, but that's probably a lot have to do with that I had to stay up a little bit longer to
do you think that
wait for the slider. Yeah, well, it's a slider, so a fastball, my foot gets down earlier because it's a fastball. So like when my leg lift goes, my body is putting my foot down. Like it's like, oh, foot's down and I'm swinging. Like it's almost it is. Yeah. It's like foot swings it down. So like on a fastball, it's going to be shorter.
So the distance between both your feet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like you just you kind of hold your back leg until that pitch recognition, or is the pitch recognition occurring before and then you're like, oh, that's a slider. I'm going to try to hold and gain more ground.
Yeah.
That's honestly a thought.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
So
I know
you're
that
floating
happens.
through
I know
space.
that happens.
You're floating through space with one foot.
Yeah.
While recognizing this particular pitch.
Yeah.
And knowing from like, all right, that's going to be an off-speed pitch.
Yeah.
Now I got to keep kind of riding.
Yeah. And when I'm hitting off speed well, it's more my hand. Like my lower half will kind of stay the same. It's my hands. I feel like when it's like, say I'm riding that position and my hands start going forward or just start dropping, then I'm not going to be able to hit that pitch as well.
Right.
Versus if they stay up and back
Right.
while my leg kick's going, and it's like, oh, I landed, my hands are still there, and then okay, there it goes.
So we were talking about this earlier.
I think he's hitting an off-speed pitch as well, because look how he's like, and then he rides right there. You can see he's kind of like riding, waiting, and then he rides.
It's just crazy to break this down frame by frame because, like, I would say right here is like not an optimal position to be in.
Yeah,
in terms of like creating power and leverage and torque. But like you, it looks like you're still holding power in your drive leg or your back leg, in your head. I mean, everything looks like you're creating more. I don't know if maybe because the video angle is zoomed on that side, that makes it look a little bit different. But it just looks like his front leg maybe looks different to me.
He's about to push through that front leg hard.
So hitters are consciously thinking about push because homeboy that we were talking about earlier was telling me about push. And pitchers, we never want to think push because we have a slope.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the only difference. But are you thinking sink almost, or are you just thinking lateral?
Yeah, I'm thinking lateral. With my hands, you're saying, or with what?
With like your body. Like, so obviously when you load, you're loading into your back leg.
Yeah.
But like, you're going to drift, right? But at what point does your drift become like, oh, well, I'm almost making the ball kind of come faster, right? Like I'm doing a disservice to myself. You see what I'm trying to say?
No.
All right. So like, I'm trying to compare and contrast pitchers and hitters.
Yeah.
So pitchers, we want to gain ground down the slope. We want to move laterally quickly to increase acceleration. Hitters, I've always been under the notion, and maybe my pops was just like more of an old school teacher, but like any time that you started to gain a lot of ground with your head in the center, then you were speeding up the ball.
Yeah, you want to say like behind.
So like, that's what I was kind of asking was like, are you consciously thinking about gaining ground and tilting your trunk to keep your head back? Or is it something that with your hands that initiate your trunk to stay back and your head to stay back?
It's my hands. Like I'm thinking of myself as a very handsy hitter. Like I'm thinking a lot of hands, and I'm not thinking lower body. My lower body kind of just does what it does. Like the leg kick, I don't even think about it. Like I was saying, I'm thinking all about my hands. My hands are everything. I'm trying to keep them high. I'm trying to keep them back. I'm trying to keep them as back and as that like rubber band effect as long as I can.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So you disassociation from your hands to your front foot, but without getting too barry with your bottom hand, right?
Yes.
So what is getting like barry with your bottom hand?
Well, a bar is fine. I don't care how far I go back. I'm worried about my hands dropping when I start going forward.
And does your elbow initiate that drop, or do your hands actually initiate the elbow to drop? See what I'm saying? Because so when you load, all right, let me ask this. When you load, do you want to load with your elbow up? Because I know at a certain point in your swing, you want to drop your elbow to launch from like that scap.
Yes.
But like, I know if your elbow drops in your load, you're going to then drop the barrel head, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So are you thinking about hands back and the elbow keeps that posture? Or are you thinking about elbow retracting? Because again, going back to pitchers, I teach pitchers to initiate the retraction from the elbow.
Yeah.
So if they try to think about it from the hand, then your hand will dip out and get disconnected from the trunk.
Back here. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm thinking when my hands are here, I'm thinking knob to like the back to the catcher. Like that's kind of what I think. That way. I go knob to the catcher, and I mean, that is my scap though. Like my scap is going up.
Yeah.
And straight back here.
Well, it's funny because like everyone has a different kind of mechanism for what controls what, right?
Yeah. So I like to think my bottom hand. So like my bottom hand is really like, I'm going, all right, bottom hand, and I want to keep that high, like as high as I kind of can. And my top hand.
You want to keep your bottom hand high as it can in your load phase?
Like right there? No, right here. So right there. Right when I get to.
So then you're going into your load.
There,
and
hands high. Like you see how like I could go down and like scoop kind of here. But like that, you see how I kind of made that turn quick? So the turn can sometimes, I can get long, and it will be, when I get like my swings long. And
what does long mean? Long from
like I want to go right, my hands, I want to
knob to the ball.
Right to the ball.
And that's what, when right TJ and I did this, we did the same video with Trout. Look at his bat.
Yeah, his is bending.
Right? So like you have all this torque.
Yeah, he's got so much.
And you literally, like, this is the coolest part for me, is like looking at like the bat angle.
Yeah.
But looking at like the hand angle in comparison to the actual knob. So if like your knob is like right here, his knob is like right here, he's going to have way more whip with his barrel, right?
Yeah.
From like there to there. I mean, the frame rates are different. The video is going to be different, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, that's something Pop's always taught me, was do whatever you need to do in like your load phase. But then when it comes time to it, like you create torque, you create barrel energy with like your hands going down. Yeah. I know that's kind of a misphrase or whatever in 2021, but then snapping top hand. Yeah. Is that true or no? Like barrel or like knob and then top hand. I don't know what this would be, this movement here, while your bottom hand then gains like forward energy, I guess. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's, yeah, but when I'm thinking, I'm not.
But you don't think.
I don't think like.
How does launch angle occur if you're thinking like knob to the ball?
Dude, for me, the launch angle and.
You don't think about it?
No. Yes. So launch angle is just catching the ball out in front. Is what they're trying to do, but they're just trying to.
So it has nothing to do within like your load phase.
And well, so every time you hit a homer, you're going to be catching the ball out in front, no matter what. Like no matter what you think.
Not true.
Yeah, 100% true.
Backside jimmies
still out in front.
What?
Still
all right. If you hit a backside jimmy and you hit it right here,
you're catching everything out.
And you hit that right there. That is not out front.
You're not going to hit a home run if you hit it right there. It's got to be.
What
out
do you
front.
mean? I hit my homer the other night right there.
Like you're hitting it out in front of home plate.
All right.
Even if you're hitting a backside homer, it's out in front of home plate.
Okay. Yeah. If you put like the
that's what I'm saying. Out in front.
Home plate.
Like party out front. You know that? It's out.
Yeah, but I think of out front like right there. That's what I look at as out front. And I look at backside like right there.
It's out front. Yeah, it's still out front though, I'm saying.
Okay. I didn't know that.
You know, but like I'm saying this because your swing, like obviously your swing is going to come up, right? The bat is going to start, it comes up like every swing, you're coming up and that's when you want to be, that's when you have the most velocity.
Where you're trying to match plane, right?
Yeah, plane matching. And, well, of course, like, my thing is, when I'm thinking of launch angle versus, like, swing down on the ball or hands, like, whatever you want to say, the other, what would you say?
Chopping wood?
Yeah, chopping wood would be opposite of launch angle, I guess. A lot of them do the same movements, it looks like to me. Like, it's all the same thing, it's just catching out.
But that's why I love video integration, dude, because, like, you see so many things that are like, wait a second, this guy talks about doing a totally different thing than this guy. But, it, like, look, I mean, I'm sitting here, like, with you, and the frame rates of these videos are obviously differentiating from, like, where the ball's meeting made contact and so on and so forth. But, like, everything looks very similar. And when I look at, like, this Trout homer, let's see, play. I would say that is an uppercut, right? Like the way that, I mean, obviously the pitch location is drastically different. Yeah. But like from this position to then like where he hits this ball, it looks like look at that. Looks like it kind of with 9-iron, you know?
Straight up.
Whereas you finish more, I would say like more rotational where he's kind of getting
that way.
Directional.
No, I agree. He does. He looks like I think it's a curveball low. I'm assuming that's what.
Like a lefty curveball coming down and in, he just takes it.
Or a righty curveball.
No, curveballs won't do that.
No, righty curveball that was low. Just a low righty curveball that he scooped up. Got it out in front.
Do you always finish with two hands?
I could not tell you.
What are you actually thinking about in the box?
What I'm thinking?
Do you think anything mechanically?
Sometimes, depending on the day. For the most part, I'm trying not to think about anything besides hit a ball back up the middle or over the second baseman's head.
So yours is like a result-orientated goal process that initiates a more like movement-based.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about my timing. Like I'm trying to be on time. I'm trying to be on time for multiple pitches. Like I'm trying to be on time for a fastball is going to go to second base and anything else I'm going to hit down the line or in the gap, left center gap. So like I'm really thinking that's all I'm thinking is like get on time with the pitcher. You like find him, get on time, and like tap. And hit any pitch that's in the zone.
Have you ever done this? Like watching these, just like as much as I am right now?
No.
I'm like kind of marveling at this.
Have I watched video like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. All I do every night.
Really?
I have a bunch of videos I just
this is
like
cool.
replay. Like literally go and slide and just watch like different swings.
I watch a few hitters because I think rotation is rotation.
Yeah.
I've never watched it like this much.
Yeah, I don't love the swing. I wish you got to swing. Like, I want like a fastball where I'm getting my foot down. That's like I think.
Yeah.
Like, cause
it really sucks that we basically recorded 20 minutes worth of content and it's like you have this swing to go off of.
I know.
It really kills you.
It does kill me.
This one's a knock though.
It's a knock of the middle.
Yeah.
Defensive, 2-strike, knock. You know.
Was that foul ball better swing?
Yeah.
You could have
there was some foul balls.
You could have easily said, hey, just clip the foul ball and let's do it. But you did.
Well, we didn't look at the other. I know there's definitely a couple foul balls because I know they have that. I know there's a couple of foul balls.
That's for another time.
Because they were fast.
That's for another time.